Can Heroes of the Storm be the best MOBA out there? I certainly believe so. It does have its strong points, but there's still room for improvement. So this is part 2 of the HotS 3.0 video. Check it out. So in the last video we've talked about the active player base for Heroes of the Storm. We've touched upon 2.0, was it a change for the better? Talked about the MMR system and how can it be improved. The talent system, plus maybe adding some items in some sort of way similar to Hanamura. There were a lot of interesting comments and there was some discussions launched over there, but the video is still there. You can still throw up your ideas. Check the link in the description and look it up. But for this one, we're gonna talk about firstly the team-based orientation in Heroes of the Storm. All MOBAs have this, yeah, so this is a team-based game. Yeah, it's 5v5, 5 people in a team versus other 5 people in another team. Now the thing with Heroes of the Storm, they started this like from the get-go. This has to be 100% team-based, there's no individual carry whatsoever. If you look at League of Legends, for example, there's always a player or the potential for a player to further advance solo and carry the whole team. While in HotS, if a player goes solo or I don't know, he's just playing bad or is not in the mood for anything, he can cost the whole team the match. And this extreme team-based focus in Heroes of the Storm is kind of a double-edged sword. I like it. Okay, I think it's a change for the better, but I do feel that sometimes individual skill or individual progression is being neglected. So I had an idea I talked about with Hellhunter, our Patreon, and I told him this idea is like, I'm no game developer, but here is my 2 cents in it. So you can have the experience that a team gets, that's totally fine, but you can give the players, like the heroes, an individual cap of 2 levels. So if every hero can progress like individually, like being much more map oriented, being much more skillful, getting lanes, quicker, getting the experience, getting some kills maybe, they can level up before their team, but only on a 2-level cap. You can think about the mechanic of Chromie, for example, that's a good example. So this can happen to each and every hero, of course, but only on a 2-level cap. So you get a talent tier at level 4, yeah, so once every 3 levels. Now there could be heroes that can accelerate this and get faster to level 4. And adding this, if you have heroes like this within your team, they also will give the whole team a little bit of a bonus of experience, so the whole team can actually progress a bit further. Now this also would imply there has to be some sort of catch-up mechanic for the other team, but it will imply like higher levels of play, I'm sure of it, and it will compensate individual skill and individual progression, right? So I'm not saying go League of Legends type carry, but a bit more control type of progression or individual play can be rewarded in Heroes of the Storm with a cap. Yeah? I'm not a game developer, I don't know exactly how this would work or be implemented, but I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, just let me know what your opinions are on this in the comments, I'm really curious. Now, I did say in the first video that this is not a rant video. My only focus is to try to get some sort of talk and get some sort of ideas to try to improve Heroes of the Storm. In that regard, let's talk a bit about Heroes of the Storm's strong points. I've noted just a couple of few. I'm curious on what you guys think is really awesome about Heroes of the Storm. My first thing that popped into my mind was the dynamic maps. Yeah, so I really love this. I love the fact that you can play on 6 different maps in 1 hour or 2 hours of game. And also I love the fact that the maps have different objectives and different mechanics all together. Some are similar, that's fine, but the size, the lanes, the power of the camps, of the objectives all are different. So this is a really strong point for Heroes of the Storm, especially on the competitive scene where you're not playing the same map over and over again. I think it's much more spectacular. One of the things that Heroes of the Storm has in its advantage is that it does have popular heroes created with their own unique fantasy. Now Blizzard obviously is the big ass mammoth of Warcraft and Diablo and Starcraft and Overwatch. So obviously the heroes from these universes are really awesome within the game, and they do work on their specific fantasy. And one last thing that I've noted down on Heroes of the Storm strong points is the fact that this game is action-packed with very little downtime. Even at HGC, when people are really careful and play really strategically, there's not too much downtime going on. I mean, from the get-go, after 2 or 3 minutes, something happens. Now, there's either some sort of brawl, when people are rotating through lanes, or some sort of objective that is being contested, stuff like that. So it's really, really spectacular in that sense. So what do you guys think? Does it have enough strong points? What do you think are other strong points for Heroes of the Storm? And there's one more thing that I wanted to cover here, and that would be the skill requirement to play the game. There's a lot of discussion as well on this on Reddit and on the forums, and the thing is, my personal opinion is that it is catered for casuals, but it is perfected for professionals. And this is again coming from a little bit of a talk we had yesterday with a Grandmaster player. Now he said something really interesting. He said that the game, at least at high level, is 60 to 70% imagination and 30 to 40% mechanics. So you have to be really imaginative, creative to make awesome plays and always capitalize on the enemy's mistakes. This is like at higher levels of play. Of course, it is shiny, it is beautiful, it has awesome graphics, it has a lot of things that incentivize casual players. So I think both of the crowds can enjoy the game with no problem whatsoever. And there is a considerable number of professional teams that compete for Heroes of the Storm. So that's always good. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's like dumbed down? Do you think it's like too much catered for casuals? Or is it like in the traditional Blizzard type of competitive game where it's easy to get into, but it's really hard to master? Now, of course, we're waiting for you guys to throw your answers in the comments and your ideas. And if you don't agree with me, that's always fine. We will answer to each and every comment that goes within these videos. Not just these videos, but all of our videos, okay? So, once again, go ahead and reply in the comments with what you think. Thank you very much for watching the video, and have a great day ahead.